everyone, welcome to Sweet Tomato Vine Homestead. I'm Linda, and today I'm out in my garden, y'all. It's about 94 degrees out here today. I could not wait because I wanted to be outside today. I know we're supposed to be getting some cooler temperatures in like the next about 3 days, but I just could not wait. I wanted to get out into the garden today and do a few things and to make a video and talk to you all about something that is very important, because I've been speaking with people that say they just have a small space and they just don't have enough room to grow any food in ground. So I want to tell you all that you don't have to grow food in ground. Most of my food that I grow is not grown in ground. There are a few things that I grow in ground, like my okra. I am growing some Jamaican sorrel in the ground right now. I did do my squash and my pumpkins in ground this season. But y'all, you can grow your own food in containers. And these containers do not have to be large containers. They can be small containers. So that is what I want to talk to you all about today. And I want to show you all some of the things that I'm growing and show you what kind of containers I'm using. First container that I have came to today is my 5-gallon bucket. And y'all, this 5-gallon bucket has seen better days because it is busted on the side. It has a big old crack down the side, so it is probably going to be losing some of its moisture. But I'm going to leave this in, and I think that it can make it this season like this. I may put a piece of tape on it because I do have some holes drilled in the bottom of this container, and I don't want it to lose all of its moisture during the fall and winter months, because this is what I have growing in here. I have some Swiss chard growing in here. I did hook this up to the irrigation, so it is getting some water as we speak. But y'all, this Swiss chard was recently put in here, and it is already beginning to look really good. So you don't have to have a perfect container, let alone be in ground. You can have a container that is something that is almost ready to go into the trash. And that is what I'm using right now to grow my Swiss chard. And right here next to it, I have some carrots that I started from seed. I started these inside, and that is not the normal way that we do our carrots. We usually broadcast our carrots out into the garden and just let them grow. We don't move them or transplant them, but I decided to try this experiment, and that is what I did. I started them inside, bought them outside, planted them in this container, and they seem to be doing pretty good. So we're gonna keep an eye on this container. But this is one of those whiskey barrel containers, and I purchased this container at Lowe's, and it was around $15, and they usually keep these. So if you have enough space for these fit in really good. They look much better, you can tell, than the 5-gallon bucket, because I had said that I was about to take these 5-gallon buckets out. I was just kind of over them, but as you can see, I am still using these 5-gallon buckets. And the next container that I'm going to show you are my Dollar Tree Stackables. These containers were $1.25 each, and there are 3 of them on there. Recently, I have not been able to really find these lately. I've seen some at the store, but they have been the very, very tiny ones. So I don't know if they have discontinued this, but you can look online. If you cannot find it in the store, I just wasn't really in the need for any, but I was looking for them. You can go online and you can purchase these as a case. So a case of it's probably gonna have like 24 in it. So you're gonna, end up paying $1.25 each for 24. So keep that in mind. But be sure to make sure that it is the right size, because as I said, the ones that I have been seeing in the store recently have been very, very small. But they have been able to grow a lot of food for me. I've been putting my herbs in here, and these herbs have been growing wonderfully in these Dollar Tree Stackables. I got some lavender up here. I have some thyme and rosemary in this stackable. Some basil is down here, growing out of control. I have been planning to harvest it, but I keep putting other things in front of it instead of coming out here harvesting it. I keep putting other things on the list that I need to do more urgent than this, getting this harvest. But I do want to get this harvest and put it into my apothecary or into my spices in the kitchen, because these are some very wonderful spices. I got some purple basil here that is wonderful for making tea, and got some oregano right here. And so I really enjoy my herbs Got some onions that I have growing out of here, and these smell delicious and taste delicious. Yeah, that is wonderful. And so, but this is something that you can have growing a lot of food for you. I also have some Jamaican sorrel that I ended up putting in here, which is much too big for this container, but it is still growing. And as a matter of fact, this Jamaican sorrel is looking like it is about to get some of those little husks that I've been expecting, where my other Jamaican sorrel has not gotten any yet. But that's another video for another day. But I'll tell you this, I do plan to harvest Jamaican sorrel today with you all, and I am going to cook some. I'm going to take it inside and I'm going to cook it. I have been eating it raw, straight out of the garden, but today I'm going to go to my larger Jamaican sorrel. I'm not going to harvest any of this plant right here, but I'm going to go to some of my larger plants. I'm going to harvest some of it, and I'm going to cook it and saute it like spinach. But I did want to show you what the Dollar Tree stackables look like when they are not stacked. And this one is just one that I have an extra of, and it has a big hole in the center, and that is how I stacked it on a T-post that is inside of this cinder block. I have a video on that if you are interested in seeing how I did this Dollar Tree stackable. The next container that I'm going to show you is a grow bag. And this grow bag has some radishes planted in here, and I just recently planted these radishes. I see that the ants are enjoying themselves in this radish bed, but the radishes have germinated. And so you can grow radishes, things like radishes, potatoes, a lot of things in these grow bags. And it has been proven that radishes, potatoes, and root vegetables really do grow good in these grow bags. And another container that I like to use a lot to grow my food are totes. And in this tote right here, I have some broccoli, and that is growing. This is broccoli romanesta, and it is growing it is growing in this tote really good. And I recently had some ground cherries growing in here, and all of these are ground cherry plants. All of these tiny plants are ground cherries. So ground cherries are a delicious little garden snack. But once you grow it, you will always have ground cherries in your garden, because they just pop up everywhere. Every one of those little seeds just pop out another ground cherry plant. But you can purchase these totes just about anywhere. Dollar General, Family Dollar, Walmart, online, and it just depends on what you are wanting to pay for. But this one has been, I've had this one for about 4 years, so it is doing really good. I moved it around a lot in the garden, had potatoes growing in it, so it has served its purpose in the garden. You can also use things in the garden to grow your food that you do not have to purchase, that you've already purchased one and is no longer serving that purpose anymore, but you can repurpose it, like this wheelbarrow. I have been growing food in this wheelbarrow for about 5 years now, and it once was a good wheelbarrow, but once the wheels fell off of it, then I went ahead and started using it as a garden bed. And right now this soil is looking nice and fluffy to me, and I am ready to plant something in here. So I will be planting something in here, if not today, definitely tomorrow. Just need to decide what it is I'm going to put in here. This would be a nice spot for some red mustards. Another kind of container that you can grow food in your garden and does not take up a whole lot of space is one of these little kitty raised beds. I have 3 of these in my garden, and they have been growing a lot of food for me for a couple of years now. And so I am very happy and pleased with the way that they have been providing food for us. And this is another one of those little whiskey barrel containers. And one thing that you can grow in these containers, if you have a small space, are things like mint or other plants that are invasive. Plants that when you put in your garden, they will completely take over if you do not watch them very carefully or keep them to themselves. So that is why I have this mint planted in one of these little containers. This way it does not spread to other areas of the garden. And when I need to harvest it, I can just come over here and harvest me some and not have to worry about it being invasive to me. It just is, you know, it's just a plant that I have in the garden that I need, and I'm not having to feel like it is a nuisance in the garden. Another container that works really well in the garden are the raised beds. And this is a raised bed that is small and it's sort of compact, but as you can see, it is growing a lot of food. I have these garden eggs that are growing in here. That is what these little small eggplants are right here. I also have some larger eggplants that are growing in this bed. If you can see them back there, I could get over in there, really I could get over in there and harvest that purple eggplant. I really need to get in there and get that while I'm over here. Let me see if I can get over there. Matter of fact, there are a couple of them over here. I need to go ahead and get these out of the garden and get them into the house. These raised beds come in different sizes and different styles. This is a 2-tier raised bed that I purchased as a herb garden, but I have not used it as an herb garden. I've used it for a lot of different plants, but herbs has not gone in this garden yet. But it just shows that once you get something, your plants can change. But this soil right here is nice and fluffy and ready to have some plants in it. I just grew some cucumbers in here that did wonderfully this season. So now I am ready to move on to some fall plants in these beds. All this soil needs is some fertilizer and some new plants, or some new seeds. Right here I have another one of these whiskey barrel containers, and it has some goji berries growing in it, and these are the black variety of goji berries. And so that is just showing you another thing that you can grow in these whiskey barrel containers. Next to it, I have a fig tree that has a lot of figs on it right now. And it is growing very good in this container. And right here I have some strawberry plants that are growing in one of these whiskey barrel containers. And right here I have a variegated lemon tree that is growing in one of these whiskey barrel containers also. And it has a variegated lemon on it. So that shows that you can grow your citrus in these. I have another citrus that is growing in one of these whiskey barrel containers, and it is an improved Meyer lemon tree, and it is doing better this year than it has ever done before. Looks like we're going to have a lot of lemons real soon. And you can grow your citrus and your food in regular flower pots. This is just a regular large flower pot that I am using to grow this blood orange tree. And as you can see, it has one blood orange on it. Y'all, these chickens thought I was too busy to let them out today. Come on out. Come on out. Another thing that you can grow in these containers are your fruit trees. Your regular fruit trees like your peach and your apple trees. And that is what I have going right here. It's a peach tree, and it is about to go dormant, so it is dropping its leaves right now, but it has done pretty good this season. Had peaches on it. Something got the peaches, but it did produce some fruit this season. And these regular size raised beds will produce a lot of fruit for you. You can cover them and protect your food from the cabbage moth or from the weather. And this bed is doing very good. It has some broccoli in it, broccoli romanescent. Also has a pepper here that is doing very well. It got pulled up doing the clean out of this bed, but it was replanted and it is doing very well. Even has some flowers on it and looks like it is ready to fruit. This is an eggplant that also survives the summer. I have some beets in these beds and some broccoli romanescens in this bed. I'm gonna go ahead and cover this bed with the see-through row cover. I removed the opaque one and I'm gonna put this one on so that I won't have to remove the row cover every time I get ready to check on my plants. And I'm going to use some bricks to hold the netting in place. And now I can see through perfectly. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do before I go and harvest my Jamaican sorrel is I am going to pot some aloe vera plants. I have 5 aloe vera plants here, but I got 3 pots. So I'm just going to probably be doing 3, and I'll do the other 2 later. But these are the pots that I am moving them up to. And this is the pot that I am taking these out of. This is one of the pots that I am potting, and this is the pot that I am potting it to. So I'm gonna lower the camera so you all can see, and this will be very simple. The reason why I'm potting them is because, as you can see, that's not very much more room in these pots for this aloe vera plant. So I have some soil that I took out of these pots. And this is some soil that I'm reusing. I'm just gonna put some in the bottom of this container. And I'm gonna add some of my Garden Tone organic plant food. I'm just gonna add some to the bottom. And I'm gonna have to do this very carefully because I am sure, because since these plants have been outside, they probably have some ants in the bottom of these containers. So I gotta be very careful with this. And I want this plant to sit the same height that it sits in this container. But as you can see, the difference in the size is not too big, because as I was telling you in my previous video, you don't want to pot the plants too much, to have the diameter too much more than what it was in the pot that it is previously in. So we're gonna see if I can pour this plant out without breaking it, without damaging my plant, but still at the same time without getting a lot of ants on me. Okay, so you see the plant is coming out of the pot. You see what those roots are looking like before I drop it in there. I'm about to lose a few plants, but not too bad. Checking myself out, make sure I'm not covered in ants. And now I just want to start backfilling this plant. Holding on to these plants at the same time. I could break this plant up and make a lot of more aloe vera plants. But right now my goal is to just get it into a pot where it can have more room to grow the plants that it has. And then, you know, if I need to give someone, share some plants with someone, I can always come and take some plants from one of these, because I have a lot of aloe vera plants. And you all, if you remember, I purchased this plant, and this was one plant. Uh-oh, I broke one. So I'll take this inside. So you have to be very careful with your plants. This all was one plant, and over a season, it has grown to this capacity. In one season, it has grown to all of these plants. This was one plant. I paid $10, I think, for this plant. $10 or less for this plant. And this is the best aloe vera plant that I have ever grown. All of these, and I'm gonna show you the rest of them over here. I have showed them to you all before, but here's another one. And all of these came from one plant that was not as big as any of these. It was one plant, but it did have some of this in it. This is another type of succulent, and I have looked it up to find out what the name of it is, but I forgot. And I hope that I am not gonna make this plant mad by doing this to it, because this plant was very happy. But I am going to be doing at least 3. Let me see what this is. Okay, I had to see what this was in my soil, because all of this soil has been outside. This is soil that I am reusing. Okay, I'm gonna put all this in here. I'm gonna try my best to not move this plant around so much, because as you can see, these plants right here, they are very wobbly now since I have taken them out of this pot. But hopefully they'll just go ahead and take root in this pot and not die. Okay, so go ahead and put this one aside. Where my water hose is over here. Let me make sure that the water is not hot. Water is kind of warm in there, so I'm just gonna go ahead and these are the 2 pieces that broke off, so I'll take these inside. Okay, so moving to the next one, I think I'm gonna put less soil in this one so that my plant will sit just a little bit lower because of the fact that I see that that the aloe vera plant is not really wanting to be up that high in the pot because it's losing some of its plants. So I am going to put less soil in the bottom of this container, put some fertilizer in there, and let's see which one is the next one that I am going to place into this container. I'm gonna get one that don't have as much. Hopefully, I don't think it has as many plants inside of this one as these other ones that I have over here. Okay, so we did good on the last one. We didn't run into a whole lot of ants. But you know, that is, I think the thing that gardeners ignore most when we're gardening are ants. Because we'll see ants and we'll just be like, yeah, it's a lot of ants in this bed. And we'll just keep doing what we're doing. We just don't let ants deter us. But sometimes if they get all over you, then you can't help but kind of give them a little bit more attention. Y'all, this is not easy. Okay, so here we go. We got the plant coming out. Try not to break that pot. You see those roots? I see that I did lose a piece of my plant. Got spiders coming out. And I think this is working better. Putting it in here a little deeper. Uh-oh. Maybe I spoke too soon because now this plant done laid over since it has this soil on the other side. Let's see if I can raise it up. Okay, I got it raised up. Yeah, we did better with this one. That looks good. Okay, we got one more pot. Yeah, this one looks better than the other one. So, see how we gonna do on number 3, and which one is gonna be the one that I am going to try to put into this container. I think I'm looking for the one that's looking like it's gonna be the easiest. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna put a little soil in the bottom. We decided we're not trying to get it to that same height. Sometimes you just have to change the rules. This one has a lot in it. Now this plant has a lot in it. Really, this plant looks like it could go for a much larger pot. This is the one I want to put in here, but I'm not going to put it in here because, as I said, it needs a much larger pot. Because this, you know, it just has outgrown this pot so much that putting it in this pot is not going to help it very much. I'll be needing to pot it real soon. So I'm going to go to one that has less. Does not look as good. And that's probably why it needs to be up potted. Because it's not looking that good. That one's looking really good. Okay, so got this soil in here. Let's see if I can get it out. Still trying not to get a whole lot of ants on us. Okay, it's coming out. You see the root? I hope y'all saw the root because I didn't see them. Okay, I broke one. So we can go inside the house. Plant looking kind of pitiful where it's laying over in here. Okay, plant, come on. Okay, come on now. This one's doing the same thing. Getting to this, pushed over to the side and everything's trying to go down. So let's see if I can get some soil over here on this side to kind of prop it up. Don't need more. Okay, that wasn't so bad. Now let's get the rest, let's get them all watered in. First, I want to sprinkle a little bit more of this organic garden tone. Now we're just gonna water them in. Okay, we got them all watered in. Let's go harvest some Jamaican sorrel. Okay, y'all, this is what my Jamaican sorrel is looking like. And it does not have any of those husks, as I was telling you all, that I am waiting for to get on here so that I can make me some of the Jamaican sorrel drink. But I'm not really worried about that because I've never had that Jamaican sorrel drink before. But I do like the taste of this Jamaican sorrel. So I am going to harvest some of it. And I am just going to pull it off. And I'm going to take these inside. And I'm going to pick the leaves off of the plant once I get them inside. First of all, I don't want to be out here for a long period of time trying to harvest them. And so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this and I am going to take it and I am going to harvest these leaves off of it. Because as you can see, I have a whole lot and I left the roots in the ground and this one had gotten broken. And so I am going to take this, take the leaves off, and I am going to saute these leaves. And I'm sure that it's going to take all of these leaves to make, make a nice pan of the Jamaican sorrel. And eating this Jamaican sorrel is going to be similar to eating spinach. So this is what I'm going to have with my dinner as my leafy green. I'm going to saute the leaves with some onions, garlic, and mushrooms. Had one straggler trying to get in, this caterpillar. I'm finna give it to these chickens. Okay, who want a big juicy caterpillar worm? Who wants it? I know y'all see this big juicy caterpillar up here. Y'all, they passing right by. Here you go, Kane. Here's the big juicy caterpillar. There you go. Look, look, look. Y'all, what kind of caterpillar is this? These chickens do not want it. They looking at it like, no, I don't think I want that. Like, where'd it come from? They walking all over it. They say too hairy. I guess you free, Mr. Caterpillar. Now they still just looking at this caterpillar. Somebody got to eat this caterpillar now. Come here, caterpillar. Let's give them one more chance. Let's try to see if they'll eat you if I put you over here. Look here, girl. What about you? They're running from the caterpillar. They're like, no. We don't like caterpillars, little hairy caterpillars like that. Look. Come here, Kane. Kane, look. Come here, Kane. Here come Kane. Kane say, I'm the man. I eat that hairy caterpillar. I'm not scared of no hairy caterpillar. Come here, Kane. Now, what is this? I guess these chickens say it's too many other good bugs in the garden to eat. So I giving us a big old hairy caterpillar. The caterpillar said he's just going on about his business now. He said, nobody want to eat me. I guess I go. I bet we won't have the same problem with these grub terror black soldier fly lava worms. There were 8 eggs in that. There were 8 eggs in that box. One over here gives us a total of 9 eggs for the day. Okay, you got 2 more chickens that are out. Come on, Kane. Y'all are not coming back out. Okay, so I got 1 more chicken that I got to get in. But I hope that you all have enjoyed this video and that you'll give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell to be notified when I upload a new video. And as always, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.